It's time to make your UK visa digital. As you might have heard, visas are going digital, which means that physical immigration documents are being replaced by an eVisa, an online record of your immigration status.
The Home Office is developing a more digital and streamlined border and immigration system. Now, as part of this, the Home Office is developing physical immigration documents with a digital proof of immigration status, an eVisa. Although millions of people already have and use the eVisas, including everyone who has been granted an immigration status under the EU settlement scheme, throughout 2024, people who currently use physical immigration documents to prove their status and rights in the UK are being urged to take action to access their eVisas at www.gov.uk/eVisa. To learn more about how this transition is going to work and what effects, if any, it may have on you and your immigration status, we are today joined by Dr. Temi Odejide. He is the lead pastor of House on the Rock in London. Dr. Temi, thank you so much for joining us today.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Can you please explain to us what an eVisa is, for those who may need a bit more information and may not know?
An eVisa is an electronic record of a person's immigration status that replaces the need for physical documents such as a biometric residence permit card, ink stamps, or a vignette stamp in the passport. Now it's in the virtual spaces, in the digital space, making it very easy to access and very secure.
So you did mention briefly how this new electronic system may be of more benefit in terms of easier access, in terms of security-wise. Can you talk to us a little bit more about other benefits that may come with this new eVisa system, if any?
Well, there are quite a few benefits to having the eVisa over the physical visa. The very obvious one is that an eVisa cannot be lost, it can't be stolen, and it can't be damaged. Then also it's free. The transition from physical to eVisa is a free transition. You don't have to pay for that. And then the eVisa gives you an instant, accurate, and secure access to your immigration status. And you can easily share that with whoever requires it without sharing any other information, only the essential information as regards your immigration status. Having an eVisa will also reduce the number of people that have to send their passport into the Home Office awaiting a decision. Now that you have your eVisa, you wouldn't have to do that. It also means that people will not have to be waiting for a biometric card to be posted to them or any other immigration documentation to be posted to them, because they have instant and immediate access to their eVisa, their immigration status. People can also very easily keep the Home Office updated on changes in their details, their address, their documentation through the eVisa platform via their UKVI account. People can access many of the UK government services and benefits without needing to present physical proof of their immigration status. This is because selected government departments and authorities can securely access your immigration status via the eVisa information automatically. So you won't have to go through a drawn-out process of proving that you have the rights to do whatever it is that you need to do. For example, your employer or your landlord will be able to quickly check that you have the right for whatever service that they are offering. And this is easily done through a secure online service on gov.uk through your eVisa.
So what would be the process for legacy document holders, those who have, for example, ink stamps, or those who have the vignette stickers, which shows basically the indefinite leave to enter or the indefinite leave to remain? Would there be sort of any consequence to that?
Specifically talking about the legacy document holders. Legacy document holders are those people who have been granted settlement or an indefinite leave to remain in the UK, including people who currently prove their right using a stamp in their passport or a vignette sticker. These people are encouraged to also make the transition to eVisas. And the way they do that is by making a free, no time limit application on the website at gov.uk/eVisa, which helps the Home Office to be able to reestablish their identity so that they can create a UKVI account. This is a free service. And once their no time limit application is considered, they will receive an eVisa. As part of the application process, customers may need to travel to a UK Visa and Citizens Application Service Center to make sure that the eVisa is being given to the right person. Because they have a physical document. We want to make sure somebody hasn't stolen that document and is impersonating them. So that there's a process to make sure that the identity is true. And once that process is done, the person will get their eVisa.
Thank you so much. So for some who may be worried that this change could affect their immigration status, is there anything to worry about? And also, is there a time limit to when people can sort this out as well?
Really, nobody should be worried, although everybody does need to make the transition. Those that have physical BRP cards that are expiring on or after the 31st of December 2024, they can still use those cards, they can still use those physical documents provisionally up until the 31st of March 2025. And this is kept under review. But after we'll know whether that date is going to shift or it's not going to shift. But the encouragement and the campaign is to make the shift to eVisas now. Even if your current physical visa has already expired, it will extend the use of that all the way to the 31st of March 2025.
So what about international travelers though? Is there anything that maybe international travelers need to look out for, be worried about?
Again, there's no worry. There's no worry even for international travel. The Home Office has developed technology to enable carriers, airlines to check immigration status automatically via system checks for a passenger's permission to travel into the UK, again through this eVisa process. Airlines and other carriers are able to accept BRPs cards expiring on or after the 31st of December 2024 as evidence of permission to travel to the UK, provisionally until the 31st of March 2025. This will be kept under review. People traveling in the early part of the new year with expired BRP cards are advised to still carry their expired BRP or BRC cards for the time being. But if they've been able to make the transition to eVisas, they are covered. Passengers traveling to and from the UK will remain subject to the usual immigration checks and requirements like any other traveler.
Okay, this all sounds pretty good, pretty straightforward. But what about the cost implications? I mean, it's tough times for a lot of us. What are the cost implications in terms of transitioning to an eVisa? Are there any actual fees that need to be paid?
It's absolutely free. There's no cost to making the transition to eVisas. So for the people that are listening in on this interview, if anybody is trying to charge you money for the transition to an eVisa, that's a scam. It is totally free of charge.
Okay. Although this does sound pretty straightforward, there may be people who could possibly be concerned about the technicalities of it all. For those who are concerned and perhaps may need some support, is there any support available to them?
There is a variety of support services available for people. Running through a number of them. There are information videos that's also on the website at gov.uk available that will guide you through. And individuals that are a little bit digitally challenged with handling the internet and so on and so forth can nominate a helper, and that helper will be given limited access to their account, and the helper will be able to assist them. The Home Office also has a Home Office Resolution Center that provides support via emails, phone calls, and a web chat tool, also available on gov.uk.
So let's say, for example, there was someone somewhere who didn't have a device or access to the internet, for example, to be able to sort this out for themselves online. In that situation, what could they do?
Anyone who does not have internet access or access to a device like a computer, a laptop, or a tab or a smartphone can get help through the assisted digital service, who can offer phone support from an advisor or face-to-face support in person, depending on where you live in the UK. Then also extensive support is now available through a network of grant-funded organizations. But really the easiest way is to simply go to the website gov.uk/eVisa, where you can get all the details on the various supports that is available.
So just to confirm one more time for everyone who's watching, this transition is completely free. But then just thinking out loud, our brothers and sisters, in the African community, we tend to like to get like agents or lawyers to help us sort these things out, figure it out, just to make sure that we're not making any mistakes and things like that. Do you think that this is something that will need to be applied in this situation? Or do you think that this is something that everybody could pretty much get sorted out with the support being provided? Is that correct?
Yes. I do want to reiterate and emphasize once again that this process is very simple and it is totally free. You do not need to pay anybody for the transition or the shift from a physical visa document to an eVisa. Even the nominated helpers online, there's no fee for that. The process is free. So you don't have to pay somebody, you don't have to get a lawyer or an agent to help you do this transition. You already have your immigration status. So all that this does is take that immigration status from a physical document to a digital document.
Okay, great. Thank you so much for joining me today. Just to put a little bit more perspective and just to highlight a little bit more of the points regarding the eVisa system. I really appreciate it.
You're welcome.
Thanks.
All right. Yes.
And remember, to our viewers, you can find out any more information needed at gov.uk/eVisa. That's gov.uk/eVisa. All the information would be on the screen below. Thank you so much, and until next time, goodbye.